In this video, there's some really important information I want to try and get across to Canadians. There's a few clips from different people, and right at the very end, there's a summing up clip from Brock that you really must watch. Please share, like, and let's spread this video as far as we can, because this is what we don't want in the Canadian government.
With regards to the infamous text message featured by a global news story, this was an unfortunate autocorrect suggesting it was Randy.
Are you one of them people who's wondering, who the heck is Randy? Who's Randy? What's this Randy thing? Why are we talking about Randy all the time when we should be talking about Trudeau or Poilievre or Freeland? Who's Randy? Well, we're talking about Randy Boissonnault. Why is he in trouble? What's he done? Well, he used to own a business with another guy, and allegedly now he's using his position in the government to push contracts towards his what he's saying now is his previous business. So if you're wondering who Randy is and what Randy is all about and why do people keep saying, oh, well, who's the real Randy and all this lot, we're going to go through that today.
GHI is not exactly a big operation. There was you, there was Anderson, and there were a few employees, correct?
Correct.
And so I pose to you, through you, Mr. Chair, then who was the other Randy?
I do not know who the other Randy was. They were somebody hired after I was. But I do not know who that person is, Mr. Chair.
4 seconds, 4 seconds. Mr.
Sure.
Cooper, go ahead.
Minister, Gowie Group thinks it's you. Global News can't track down who the other Randy is. The Randy who's texting happens to be referencing Eastern Time. You happen to be a member of Parliament serving a lot of your time in Ottawa. You said you were a partner. The text message references a partner. This is a small operation. You have a 50% stake, and the fact that you can't identify who the other Randy is doesn't pass the smell test. And if there isn't another Randy, then you, sir, broke the law.
So let's just take a little look at this Global News article. We'll split it up a little bit and they will just explain what's going on, and then we're going to look at a news report and then what's going on and who is trying to get to the bottom of this.
With regards to the infamous text message featured by a global news story, this was an unfortunate autocorrect suggesting it was Randy.
This is Stephen Anderson, an Edmonton man who used to be business partners with Randy Boissonnault, Canada's employment minister. Together, they owned a medical supply business called Global Health Imports until about 2 weeks ago, when Boissonnault disposed of his shares. Anderson's here testifying before the Ethics Committee because text messages from 2022 show him talking about a business deal with someone named Randy. Over the course of 3 days, Anderson mentions Randy several times in text messages obtained by Global News.
You expect us to believe that you autocorrected 8 times without correcting yourself, even once?
That is the truth, yes.
I don't think I want to get into asking you what you think an autocorrect is, but I can tell you that this isn't that. This isn't that. It was Randy Boissonnault.
Randy Boissonnault was not involved with our operation or in any business relation after September of 2021.
Well, your story doesn't add up.
Anderson admitted to lying to Global News about who the Randy in the text was, and he refused to say who it is.
MPs have been demanding clarity for weeks about allegations Employment Minister Randy Boissonnault kept doing business with a company he previously helped run after he joined the cabinet, which would violate ethics rules. Not that anyone in the Liberal government cares about ethics rules. The Federal Ethics Commissioner opted against investigating Boissonnault after reviewing the minister's private messages. What? Boissonnault has said his business relationship with the company ended in September 2021, when he was elected again in the Edmonton riding he had lost in 2019. But the Tories want to know why this former business partner, Stephen Anderson, repeatedly referred to someone named Randy in text messages sent after Boissonnault became a minister. So that's what they want to know. They want to know who he's referring to as Randy in the text. Anderson recently told Global News that he was referring to a separate person named Randy who was his company's logistics head, but he admitted Wednesday to the House Ethics Committee that he lied in that interview. Okay. He testified that the name Randy was a result of an autocorrect, which the Conservatives argued strained credibility, as Anderson typed it multiple times in the text messages.
This was an unfortunate autocorrect.
How many people work for Global Health Imports? What's the total staff complement?
121.
How many are named Randy?
Global Health Imports, there was one up until September 2021, Randy Boissonneau.
So we're talking about you're doing your text, right? Like everybody does, and then it auto corrects to Randy or to some other name, and then you send it, go, yeah, no, it's got the wrong name on. And then you do it again, you go, again, it's got the wrong name on again, and then you do that so many times. Eventually you correct your autocorrects, don't you? In the real world. Anderson now says that the person he erroneously referred to as Randy is a woman who asked him not to publicly name her. Obviously. As everyone else connected to the matter has faced an onslaught of online messages on top of being named on ongoing legal proceedings. There you go. Let's have a listen to Brock.
Jaw-dropping testimony today at Ethics Committee. Minister Boissonneau's business partner, Stephen Anderson, testified. He confirmed he has only ever had one business partner, and that was Minister Boissonneau. Text messages revealed that the name Randy was referred to 9 times. Mr. Anderson unbelievably claims that these were all autocorrect errors. Why should Canadians believe him now? He admitted lying to the media. He has zero credibility. Conservatives have demanded Minister Boissonneau appear again to committee. Canadians deserve answers. Minister, it's time to come clean with Canadians and admit that you demanded an immediate wire transfer of $500,000.
I think people need to know what's happening within the government. Not only do we have traitors, we have people like this, allegedly just using the government for their own means, which we already knew anyway. We already know this. We already know that Liberal government workers, MPs, are making themselves rich on the back of Canadian taxpayers.
Mr. Anderson, you are a self-admitted liar. You lack any credibility whatsoever. It really begs the question, how much did Minister Boissonneau pay you for your silence?
Mr. Chairman,
How much did he pay you?
I have not had no communication with Minister Boissonneau.
You've only had one other partner in your entire operation with GHI and GHS. You've confirmed that is Randy Boissonneau. The word partner in all of these email exchanges was never auto-corrected, was it? Was it?
There was no email communication.
I'm talking text messages. The word partner in text messages was never auto-corrected, was it?
It was not referring to Randy Boissonneau.
You've had unusual contract wins. You've had a half a dozen lawsuits, nearly $8 million in court-ordered debts, civil allegations of fraud, a fire 16 days after at a warehouse by 3 arsonists. Yesterday, we learned you got into business with a Dominican drug dealer. Nobody believes you. No one at this committee believes you. Canadians don't believe you. Fess up. The gig is up. The only other Randy that was auto-corrected according to you 9 times was in fact Minister Randy Boissonneau. Admit it.
Mr. Chairman, it was not Randy Boissonneau.
Who was it?
As I have said at my opening statement, I am happy to provide the individual's name in question.
Not good enough. Gowie's understanding, according to their communications with you.
Mr. Brock, time's up.